Another street light. There's two of them. And in the darkness of the morning, it is amazing how they just put off this amazing energy. And there's like, oh, a sight to see, let me tell you. Because of the way it's set up through the trees. But I really love this area. I know that might seem kind of boring just to show you that, but... And I also, there's a better angle and look-see at this, but this is a really powerful one. You can even see right away how the colors get richer and deeper. They're just different. The elementals, Mother Nature, like, there's a lot of communication, you know. Just because there are not words spoken doesn't mean it's not happening. Just because you may not consciously recall it, it doesn't mean it is not happening. Yeah. And that's why you shouldn't mourn for, you know, this place. And don't get me wrong, I struggle with that. But we are all literally creating our own new reality. And it's going to be based out of love. There's not going to be any more of, you know, the uglies. Let's just call them the uglies, because there's various types, and the labels thing just doesn't matter. That gets us in trouble every time in some cases. Look how rich and beautiful that is. I can see rainbow in that right there, you know. And not just rainbow, but like, oh my goodness, do y'all see? Oh, I hope you can see. It's crystal clear for me, but the face, it's literally, I'll put it dead center. It's dead center of the screen. It's like a bald head. It's like the earth just gathers up in that section to create that face or what have you. It's a way of communicating, right? I guess it could holler, hey! But it's a little bit more interesting when you're just paying attention, learning, and loving the whole way through, right? But yeah, I know it's easier said than done, but you don't have to mourn these people, these animals. We have been living in a matrix. We have been living in a false reality. We have been tricked. And until that profound knowing is really integrated into the bodies of all of us, not just our minds. Like, we have to know this, guys. And when you know something, it's in your DNA. And things happen, you know. The universe has our back. God has our back. We have our backs. It's like we are so covered. But I don't know. And again, I want to reiterate that I don't want to change anyone. I am celebrating my truth and mourning and grieving all at the same time, okay? But more celebrating now. I wish I could go back and do it again, but then again, I know that's a foolishness too, so I don't. But I would grieve more publicly this time. And I honestly didn't do it before, not just because of fear and insecurity of rejection, but I did it because I really didn't want to be negative with people. I didn't want to draw someone into that wasn't ready for it yet. I didn't want to trigger it in someone, because I learned that. Thank goodness, right away in my awakening, I learned about that, triggering people, and that even triggering, you know, for a healing they need or something, it's just not your place. And you kind of that's a entanglement that you don't need. It's an unnecessary entanglement. Just for a simple term, I'm sure people out there could really dive deep on that one and explain it much better. Anything I say can be explained much better. Just, Lord, we know that's the truth. Anyway, I just want you to know that once you realize really and truly what you are, you know, how we are, is really more important to me. But because some of the how you are, it just won't change. If you're loving, that's not going to change whether you're a frog, a goat, a human, whatever, okay? But anyway, please learn these few things, and if you do that, I can guarantee, for this I will surely guarantee, that you'll never feel alone again or sad on the levels that you have experienced in your life up to this date. You are a magnificent, humble, powerfully loving, and powerfully capable being, okay? You really are. And the more you get to know this, the more you're able to create and show it to yourself and the world, because, you know, especially, and actually it's coming up, it won't just be especially when you're good-hearted and your intentions are noble, it'll be only, you know, that's what we're heading to. So you can still love this place that's going away, and I have pictures to prove the weird stuff going on, to say that this place is dissolving away, it's going away. And it's not like everything's going to be so drastically different. It's just going to be better. There's just going to be a feeling of cleansing. There's probably going to be a shocking event of some sort. We're probably going to have one right after the other, right? But there's going to be something that's kind of positive, and somehow this is all just going to fall away, a lot of this mask wearing and stuff. I think you'll be surprised how it will disappear overnight. They just need one good, positive, you know, situation to happen. Y'all know I forget some of my basic words sometimes, and I apologize for that. Okay, this is another long video. I didn't mean it to be, but if you figure out who you are and how you are, what you are, and then if you figure out that you are, you know, yes, it's going to be sad for a minute there, more than a minute, you know, I'm speaking figuratively, when you figure out that you've lived a lie, but there's other stuff to figure out with that. It's not just that, you know, it's not like it was all a big surprise. There's parts of you that kind of knew what you were getting into and chose to have the experience and, you know, share it with your collective. So I'm going to leave it here for now. I'm sure I left out parts that I'll almost want to cry about later. And if anybody has questions for me, by all means ask me. And I think my sugar is doing something weird. I don't feel good all of a sudden because I'm really stubborn about eating in the morning. So, alright, I'm going to go take care of myself, and I love y'all so much. I just looked at those trees for a while because I didn't know if anybody else would enjoy that, you know, watching all the changes that go on, how they evolve and just shape shift, I guess you could say, into something else. It's the gentlest shape shifting you'll ever see, if that's even the word. But I do love Mother Nature. Oh, and by the way, the birds had their babies this morning. The baby tweet of birds is like, oh my goodness, like I can't even talk about it. I'll get emotional. Not sad, just joyous. It just touches me so deep. Like, imagine little baby birds being born outside your bedroom window. Okay? I mean, come on. How Snow White can you get? I love it. Maybe, we can all have a Snow White in us, and who's the male, maybe Peter Pan or something. Okay, love you guys, I love you, I really love you, okay, and that's all. Everything is coming from a loving place. Okay, hope you remember that if I upset anybody, and I'm not going to keep worrying about upsetting people, because some people get annoyed by that, but I think it's okay to care sometimes what certain people think. You know, it's helped me in my life. All right, I love you guys.